Um, I'm just, chilling. I've been putting in a whole lot of work, for the company, putting in a whole lot of hours, but the money is sure enough good. But I ain't forgot y'all. More, new content um is coming. It's new content is coming soon. I'm laying in bed now. I gotta head back to work in a few hours. Well, not overnight. I gotta head back. That's why I've just been so really, 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 really super, super busy and shit, man. It's in the D. You hear that fan? I had the AC on, but it's kind of humid because it rained earlier. But what I want to touch base on, Gun Freak Nation, is you got to be savage ready, man. Summer ain't even officially here. And just last night, I couldn't directly report it because, I'm at work. Um, but how many people were killed, baby? Just one or two? How many people were killed? At least one person was killed, man. You know, uh, and this is in downtown Detroit, I think in the Greektown area. That's supposed to be like one of the safest areas in the city. This is Greektown, where the Greektown Casino at. It was people at a store, I believe, from what I hear. It was people at a store or a restaurant. I think it was a regular store though, but it was a savage in the store that didn't like it that someone simply cut in front of him in line. Simply cut in front of him. And he resolved the issue with a gun, man. Come on. You took a life. You took a life. You literally took a life because somebody cut in front of you in line. These is the type of savages that I'm talking about that you got to beware of. You got to beware of them because you just never know when you're dealing with a crazy person. You just never know when somebody is already at the end of their rope and all it takes is a little push, literally a push, and they're gonna snap and be ready to commit mass homicide, a mass shooting, man. So yeah, once again, I was informed of this situation while I was at work today, and once again we had a violent weekend, and technically it ain't over; it's still Sunday, but it was four different. Was it four different shootings or four people shot and one fatally? I don't know. You wasn't watching the news. See, I try to stay. Yeah, I try to stay savvy on stuff, man. I try to keep up with everything. But it's just I don't know, man. Y'all just stay on y'all P's and y'all Q's because these savages, they're out here, man. They are out here. So, just be armed and ready. Be armed and ready. I want to play a little news clip. I'm up on YouTube now. And I want to play this. Damn, it's hot in the motherfucker. I just turned that goddamn air off. It's gonna get back hot as a motherfucker up here. I'm gonna have to turn that bitch back on. Don't put that shit on low. It was too loud. No, don't get my dick now. No, I can't, man. Yeah, I'm up here relaxing now, y'all. Y'all can't see everything, Gun Freak Nation. You dig? But I have to show this shit right here, man. But this is nothing new in the D. This shit been happening. It ain't nothing new in the D, man. Let me, yo. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Probably go to a commercial first, though. Yeah, it's going to a commercial first. Here we go. Here we go.
Tonight marks the end of what has sadly been an extremely violent weekend in downtown Detroit. Saturday alone, there were 4 separate incidents of gunfire within blocks of one another. Here's a look at some of the response. Police scattered from Greektown to the waterfront and up and down Randolph Street. 7 Action News reporter Sarah Michaels spoke with law enforcement about what they're doing to get a handle on the violent behavior.
2 of the 4 downtown shootings Saturday night happened here on Randolph Street. Police officers and red and blue lights filled this area, warning people it was time to go home.
How big of a deal is it? It's the first sign of summer to see this many shootings in the downtown area within 48 hours.
It's huge. And White must be losing his mind because he's doing everything he's supposed to do.
Steve Dolan spent 31 years with DPD. As a former assistant Detroit police chief, he says watching the weekend violence made him furious.
That's not normal.
The first weekend shooting happened overnight Friday. Police told us 3 people were shot and 1 died over a fight that started because someone threw a drink. Saturday evening, Detroit police announced they'll be enforcing a weekend curfew for minors, and within an hour, another shooting happened. This time outside a party store in Greektown because of a dispute about someone cutting in line. 1 person died.
We need to have the talk about common sense. Don't carry a weapon.
And I think it's disgusting. This generation just out here just like Wild Wild West. And it got worse when you were able to buy a gun.
Residents across Detroit expressed their frustration to us this weekend.
Let me say something. I disagree with that young lady. That's that damn leftist anti-gun mentality that she have. And this is the shit that we're not only fighting savages, but we fighting ignorant ass people like her. It ain't got shit to do with buying a gun. It's got everything to do with whoever hands that gun is in. And more than likely, if it's a savage, he probably obtained that gun illegally. Or then you just got some crazy motherfuckers that have bought that gun legally, and they shouldn't have a gun because they're crazy as a motherfucker. I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm going to tell you something. If you one of them types that let your emotions overrule your intelligence, then you don't need to have a gun, because as soon as somebody piss you off, as soon as somebody make you mad, you going for your gun, and that ain't the way you resolve a issue. That's done happened so many times when you got motherfuckers that can't control their emotions, and once when somebody set them off and they lose their temper, they going for their gun, and they shooting that person or killing that person, and then they gonna regret it later when they locked up behind bars. But lady, buying a gun, you don't know what the hell you talking about. You sound dumb as fuck. And the old me would have been calling you all kind of bitches, but then again, they'll be trying to arrest me saying I'm crazy with guns. So yeah. But we dealing with savages, and we dealing with a whole bunch of anti-gun people that blame everybody. They lump everybody. They lump every gun. Guns in the hands of righteous people like us that only using our guns for self-defense. But everybody that can legally buy a gun, not everybody need one if you're going to be crazy and you got mental problems and you one of them types that's hot-headed and you ain't thinking straight. It was no reason for this person to pull a gun because somebody cut in front of them in line. But anyway, I'm going to get back to it to show y'all what we dealing with, what we're facing. And
Denise told us she's lost a son and a nephew to gun violence and is disgusted. 3 more shootings would happen before midnight Saturday, 1 by the Riverwalk and 2 others on Randolph.
When I hear any...
Well, you know what though? If she lost her son, I can see now. If she lost her son and the nephew, I wouldn't still condemn everybody, but I get it. I get it.
inner city shootings or whatever, my heart drops. because I know what the parents are going through.
While police investigated these shootings, they were also enforcing curfew. This video shows what appears to be minors detained in the Campus Martius area.
And I've seen all the kids lined up for curfew violations. So the question
Oh,
is,
yeah.
A fine
Oh, man, I got to give a shout out to What's Up. What's Up popped up on my job. And the brother, oh, man, I enjoyed it. What's Up? Brother traveled to come see your boy. I got to give a special salute and shout out to What's Up. What's up? What's up?
attempt to control the madness, DPD officers covered the downtown area and asked MSP to shut down 375 and Jefferson for a short period of time. Something Dolan says is very rare, but necessary with this much violence in our city.
Refacings of these historical buildings, but you can't really enjoy it. People are forced to come at certain times to avoid what happened over the weekend.
so why don't we as a community, both black, white, Hispanic, whatever, all come together and become parents and teach our kids right from wrong?
We know that 2 people died from the violence downtown this weekend. According to Detroit police officers, others are in area hospitals, some of them in serious condition. Reporting in Detroit, I'm Sarah Michaels for 7 Action News.
Man,
When it comes to social media,
it's so sad, but unfortunately, man, I just have a feeling that this is the beginning. It's never going to stop. And this is the beginning of a bloody, savage summer. That's in the D. And this is what we're faced with. You know, this is what we are faced with. You dig? And y'all gotta be ready. You have to be ready. Okay? So let me it was a woman. She was killed. What was that, baby? About 3 or 4 days ago, and I forget what. And I believe it was Lansing. I believe somebody broke in, did a home invasion on her, and murdered her. I can't find that news clip, but I want to talk about another story that happened about 4 days ago in the D, where it was a shootout. And that was right in my old area where I lived at. 2 neighbors had a shootout. Over 30 shots fired. Over 30 shots were fired. These are 2 next door neighbors. 4 people shot. 1 person shot in the face. All over a motherfucking pizza, man. All over a motherfucking pizza. Pizza delivered to wrong house leads to Detroit shootout. Now, how bad is it for you to resolve a situation where your pizza, I get it, you don't order that pizza, they probably had already paid for that pizza. And the dumbass pizza man took it to the wrong house, took it to your neighbor's house, and they eating the shit. So the people that ordered the pizza confronted the neighbors, which shouldn't have ate it. You know how people, what is it, baby? Uber Eats or what's it? DoorDash, and you already don't pay for the food. It had to have been. Because I remember somebody DoorDashed here. And I answered the door. I answered the door, and that food was looking good and smelling good. But I said, brother, you got the wrong address. We didn't order that. And he looked at the address. He was like, you sure? We didn't order that, sir. And then he was like, you know what? I got the address wrong. My bad. But I could have easily have took that food and ate it. And apparently in this situation, the neighbors probably didn't like each other. I don't know the history of it, but it was a shootout. Over 30 shots were fired. Most of it was on that teenage shit. But some of these motherfuckers was grown. I have to play this one. This shit is just fucking. Let me. Come on now, man. Gun Freak Nation, y'all listen. Gun Freak Nation. Let me play this. This shit is, I would say, unbelievable, but you know what? Don't nothing surprise me here in this city. Don't nothing surprise me. And baby, with the new salary that I got, I might just take my black ass back out there to Canton. But you know what? T Legend don't run from a motherfucking thing. If I go out there, I miss that badass townhouse we stayed in though a few years back though. That motherfucker, baby, you would love that. You would love that bitch. But anyway, over fucking pizza, come on, enough of this. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to it.
Faster than you can shovel the drive.
Begin tonight with new details about a shootout on Detroit's west side involving multiple people, including two 14-year-olds.
And police say it all started because a pizza was delivered to the wrong house. Fox 2's Jessica Dubnak joins us live with the rest of the story. We understand a person is in custody, Jessica.
That's right, one person in custody as of this evening. Now, we have reported some ridiculous, bizarre reasons, motives for shooting. This one absolutely tops the list. We're talking about a pizza delivered to the wrong address. Someone got so mad about this mistaken delivery, they reached for a gun and started firing into a group of people.
It was intense. It was intense.
Quincy Smith and his crew is Ceasefire Detroit on scene of a quadruple shooting on Detroit's west side Thursday night. Two 14-year-old boys are the victims.
We had parents showing up in tears, not knowing, if their child was safe.
Sources tell us preliminarily it all started when a group at one of the homes in the 13,500 block of Penrod near Schoolcraft ordered a pizza. It accidentally went to the neighbor's house. They apparently ate it, and when the folks that ordered it confronted them about it, yelling turned to gunfire between both groups, as many as 30 rounds fired. All victims are stable in the hospital as of Friday afternoon. Two 14-year-old boys, one shot in the stomach, the other in his face. The other two victims, a 31-year-old man shot 3 times, and another 32-year-old man.
The community needs to understand this isn't normal, right? We shouldn't get used to hearing a 14-year-old is dead, a 14-year-old got killed, a 13-year-old got shot.
10 people were detained, several teens among them. All were released except one adult male suspect. Police say it's possible one of the victims was also a shooter. Ceasefire with an urging to stop using guns to resolve conflict.
It always starts at home for me, right? Parents setting the example at home on how to resolve conflicts.
All 4 of the victims that are still in the hospital were from the same group. They were among the folks that ate the pizza that was not theirs. As we said earlier, one person in custody, charges pending there, possible more charges to come. We'll stay on top of it. Reporting on Detroit.
God damn, that must be a badass pizza to shoot.
Echoing what a lot of people are thinking at home. This is ridiculous, and what is the world coming to? And it does not bode well for any violence that we might be anticipating.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about beautiful weather. I gotta be honest, Detroit police, they're ready, but they're nervous. I mean, this is really just setting the tone for the next couple days to come, and that group ceasefire.
Right. You right, baby. How do you live next door to that neighbor? Somebody gonna have to move. After they don't shot each other, how can you possibly live next door to somebody that have shot you? You know what I'm saying? Or shot each other. They all got to come back home from the hospital. You're absolutely right. This shit is just ridiculous, man. And this is this type of fuckery that you must get acquainted to, because it's just motherfuckers out there that just ain't no negotiating, ain't no understanding. The first thing they know is to pull their gun out and let that hammer drop. You dealing with motherfucking savages. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with savages, man. Ain't no, just understand, cool down, brother. It ain't that. No. Those days are gone.
There's just begging folks, put the guns down.
Yeah, use your words.
So, oh my God. Now I want to play this one, man. The carjackings is, I think carjacking started in Detroit, wasn't it? Like in the 80s, in the late 80s and 90s and shit. I think we the one that made carjackings famous in Detroit. I think that shit started in Detroit. But this right here, baby, that's that gas station that was right around the corner from when y'all was living over on Bayless. Right there on let me play the video. Let me play this video, man. The jackers is out. You can't even, man. If y'all don't know, you better find out.
Hey, it's me.
This shit is serious out here.
A lot every day.
Dig this shit.
One of them with two
Hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's get it to the beginning.
Despite carjackings being down more than 23% so far this year, there's been some harsh reminders of how quickly a carjacking can happen.
Detroit investigators are working on 2 recent cases where drivers were forced out of their cars, one of them with 2 guns pointing at him. So as investigators search for suspects, Nick Monticelli passes along their advice to avoid becoming a carjacking target.
In the past few weeks, the Detroit Police Department has released security camera video hoping to catch carjackers. This one happened on March 25th at a gas station on Rosa Parks Boulevard near the Lodge. You can see the suspect walk right up to the SUV's open door and force the 51-year-old woman out. She did the right thing. She didn't fight, so she wasn't hurt. But he drove off in her Cadillac. Another one happened a week earlier on March 18th at a bank ATM on Livernois near Davison.
Yep, that's
This
it.
time, 2 armed suspects ran up, pointing guns at the driver, forcing the 38-year-old to give up his Chrysler 300.
It's unfortunate we have to talk about these things because you should be able to go to a grocery store and gas station without having to worry about being carjacked or robbed.
DPD Lieutenant Dana Russell runs the commercial auto theft unit and says they will work around the clock trying to catch these suspects. But there are things you can do hoping to become less of a target. First, avoid gas stations or stores overnight.
If you can avoid going to the gas station at 2, 3 in the morning, then I would avoid that. Make sure it's a well-lit gas station or grocery store. And if you can have someone with you, that would also help.
If you have to stop, choose a bright, well-lit store.
Most people want to commit crimes in dark areas, so they're not seen. So if it's well lit, then a lot of times that's a deterrent.
Also, be well aware of your surroundings and move quickly and confidently.
If you are going to a grocery store or a gas station and you're taking forever to get out of your vehicle, you have the door open and you're going back to grab your purse or you're going back to grab your cell phone with the door open, and you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, you could be considered an easy target for the criminal, for the person that's going to rob you, versus someone who parks their car, they get out right away, they close the door, they're looking around, they're walking with confidence that they know where they are, they know where they're going. That's considered more of a harder target for someone to actually approach you and rob you.
And what's really interesting is Russell knows this from the suspects themselves. After arrest, she'll question those behind the carjackings.
My question was always, why did you pick this person? Why did you do what you did? And a lot of times they'll tell you that, okay, well, this was an easy target for me. I saw that they were on their cell phone. I saw they weren't paying attention, and I felt like it was an easy target.
Learning from the criminals and hopefully preventing you from becoming that target. And remember, if you are being carjacked, never fight back.
Just give it up. Your life is not worth an iPhone or a car or anything that's material. So if they're asking for whatever they're asking for, just give it up.
In Detroit, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, thanks, Nick. Great advice there. Now we want to bring in our safety and crime expert, Darnell Blackburn. So we know in a situation like this, the victim, terrified, surprised, don't know what to do. So how should a victim act in this situation?
Well, Kim, the thing that a victim should do is just give it up. Just let it go. It's not worth your life to fight over property. And then the thing that you should do is be the best witness that you can possibly be. Find out the direction of travel the person is going in. Look at if they don't have a mask, or even if they have masks, look at the description of their clothing. Just be the best witness that you can be, because you're a victim, but you're also a witness, and you're the one that can help apprehend this person.
Good point. The wrinkle in all of this, give it up, but what if there's someone else in the car, maybe, God forbid, a child? Is it worth asking whoever's doing this, can I get my child out of the car? There's someone else in there, take whatever you want, but let me get my child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can ask that question. Not over property, but over a person. You know,
Yes,
property
yes.
is replaceable. People aren't. So you want to make that, if it's your child or something like that, absolutely. You want to make that plea and try to
rather than fight them.
Don't fight. We don't want you to do that, but just make that plea and ask. And again, just be the best witness. You know, direction of travel, the clothing description, the voice, everything is important, and you need to just be a good witness so you can get your car back.
That's good advice.
Right. I know it's hard to think about this in the moment and be a good witness, but let's say you still do have your phone and they're driving away or whatever it is, would you suggest taking a picture of their car, or is that too dangerous?
That's more dangerous. I mean, just recite the license plate number over and over.
Okay.
You want to do something like that. I mean, picking up your phone if they're still driving away, you don't want to do something like that. You just want to get the license plate number and try to remember it.
And you should already have your license plate
I was
number.
just going to say, a lot of people don't. Right now, if you don't, now's the time to learn it, because you never know when you'll need it.
This is something to talk to your children, your young drivers about as well, because you never know who could be a victim of
You
this.
just never know, man, when these you just never know when the savages you never know when the savages strike, man. So, you know, y'all stay on y'all P's and y'all Q's. Stay on it and be savage ready. And if you have to, send they stinking ass to Funky Town. It's just as simple as that, man. You know, some things, like when you be bombarded like that and bomb rushed like that, what can you do? Give it up. But if they try to take you to another location, make that shit your last stand, because they're taking you to that secondary location to kill you. Straight up. It ain't gonna end well for you if you let somebody move you to another location. That mean they moving you somewhere where they could be comfortable raping you, torturing you, or murdering you. Because nowadays these fucking savages, they don't give a shit. They don't care two fucks about going to prison. They don't give they used to that shit anyway. So prison don't deter them. If anything, they would want to take your life because they feel that you are a witness, man. So, you know, y'all stay on edge. Stay on alert. Be on the lookout. Stay ready at all times. You feel me? And I got new content coming soon. I just been working like a motherfucker. You hear me? And Gun Freak Nation, I love y'all. Y'all forever is in my heart. So, you know, even though I'm still tired, I just literally been home for like 3 hours or whatever now, sleeping, just waking up. I said I got to go live because I got my Gun Freak Nation, and I love every single one of y'all. You feel me? And I got some days off coming, so I'm going to fill all 3 of them motherfucking days with nothing but content. You feel me? But anyway, Gun Freak Nation, I'm about to sign off, and I love y'all. Y'all stay armed. Y'all stay ready. Y'all stay righteous. Stay responsible with your firearms. And Gun Freak Nation, I salute y'all. Love y'all. Peace. Yes, sir.